Hello there, YouTube. It is currently 5:09, 5:10 now in the morning, and I've decided that I'm going to do something a little different for myself. It's been a slow year, it's been a rough year, and I'm finally coming out of that. I got myself a job. I've been traveling, visiting people, and I don't really find that it's making me very much happier. I'm challenging myself more in certain ways, but maybe not in others. So I've decided that, thanks to the inspiration of a YouTuber by the name of Zay Frank, who is a fascinating guy who puts out a lot of very funny videos, but also a lot of very meaningful videos, that I'm going to be starting my own YouTube channel, which is Daily Life Choices, and I'm going to be issuing challenges every day. I don't want you to try to take on every challenge that I give. I want you to pick and choose. If a challenge speaks to you personally, then go right ahead. I encourage you to try it. If you try to take on every single one of them, you might get burnt out, and then you'll lose motivation. So if you feel like you want to try every challenge, if you feel like every challenge speaks to you, then great. You're a person who takes on challenges easily and readily, and that's great, and that's a muscle that needs to be exercised, and you need to encourage other people in that. But to those of you who don't feel the need to take on every challenge, my challenge to you just from the beginning is to look at them more carefully. I'm not going to be putting a lot of big challenges out there. They're going to be a lot of little things that are easy to accomplish in a day. Where it's realistic for me to give you this challenge at, say, 10 o'clock in the morning and have you easily accomplished it by 3 in the afternoon. Some of them might require a very simple commitment throughout the whole day, refraining from using a certain word or a certain kind of phrase, that kind of thing. And just because you don't succeed at that, it doesn't mean that you're not taking on the challenge. A lot of times, taking on the challenge and failing is the greater part, rather than not having taken on the challenge at all. So this is where I sit. This is my personal challenge to even start all of this. I have never put my face on YouTube before. I've never spoken to YouTube before, and yet here I am. My name is Paul, and I'm going to be challenging you. I spent last summer working on the challenge course of a summer camp, and on that challenge course we had a saying, which is, your challenge, your choice. And that's how I expect people to be approaching this. I'm going to be issuing challenges, and it's always your choice, and you always have to keep that in mind. If I challenge you to do something you're not comfortable with, admit that to yourself, and you're perfectly welcome to pass on that. But just because you're not comfortable with it doesn't mean that it's a bad idea to do it. So keep that in mind. My challenge to you for today. Today, I want you to think very carefully, right now. Take the next few minutes and just think about all the people that you see regularly on a daily basis. For a lot of people, that might just be your family, especially if you live at home and you don't have a job, which is something that's a common problem these days, and that's alright. But I want you to think about the people that you regularly interact with, even if it's just someone on the bus that you talk to on the way to work or class, and maybe that's all your relationship is with them, is that you talk with them. But I want you to think about all these people, and I want you to pick out a person who has an impact on your life, and I want you to hug them. A lot of people aren't comfortable with physical touch, so if you don't want to accept this challenge based on that, that's perfectly acceptable. Maybe you can make your own variation of it. But my challenge at face value is for you to hug someone who you normally do not take the time to hug, who is in your daily life. Post a video response if you like, give your reaction to the challenge, give your result of the challenge, give a little inspiring word to help people in their challenges. Anything that you want to contribute would be great. I want to be able to create an atmosphere of positivity here where everyone can just be encouraged by one another, where we can work to edify each other. If you're not familiar with the word edify, it means to build up. Like an edifice, a wall. It is something that is built from the ground up. And I really believe that's something that people should attempt to do for one another. And that is what I am attempting to do for you now. It's what I am attempting to do for myself as well, but I figured I can scratch both my back and all of yours at the same time. So, if you're seeing this, think about it. If you want to subscribe, great. If you just want to stop by every once in a while and see if maybe I've posted a challenge that speaks to you, that's good too. I think that's all I wanted to say today, so you guys have a challenging day.